The latest scoop from the lunchroom is how we're starting off Season 6 of the Inside Scoop right now. Hello and welcome back to the Inside Scoop. I'm David Owen. We'll be bringing you the information you need to know to help your student reach his or her greatest level of success here on this podcast. You know, they say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And while that may have had its roots in marketing motivations, it's not wrong. Making sure your student fuels up for a day of learning is important. Here to talk about what's going on in the kitchen of your school is the Executive Director of Cobb's Food and Nutrition Services, Emily Hanlin. Emily, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks, David. It's nice to be here.
You have been here many times.
Yes.
Every school year, when you show up, I know it's time for a podcast. So, no, it's the other way around, I guess.
Yes.
But the reality is the lunchroom really is kind of a focal point of a school day for every student.
Absolutely.
And we also know that parents want to know how to navigate things and what their kids are going to be eating. But for right now, let's, instead of talking about the menu right away and things of that nature, let's talk about your department, the Food and Nutrition Services. Let's just call it FNS. It's a little bit easier.
That's what we call it.
So tell us a little bit about your department and the challenges you guys face every day.
We actually have over 900 team members in the Food and Nutrition Services Department.
Cow.
Of course, with 112 sites, we have cafeteria, lunch ladies and food dudes, as we like to call them, across every school. But my team also, we have maintenance members who help keep that kitchen equipment working. We have warehouse men who deliver food from our warehouse to the schools. So when we're doing special things, we can bring stuff into the warehouse and get it to the buildings. And then I have a whole central office team who really focuses on providing support to those in the kitchen, make sure we can get all the kids taken care of.
So you guys are plenty busy.
Yes.
No doubt about that.
Yes.
And, the first thing that came to my mind when you said 900 plus employees just in your department was that's huge. I don't remember seeing 9 lunchroom people behind the counter, but as you said, that's more than just them. It's all the support staff as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. With that many school buildings and that many employees, how many meals do you guys serve every day?
Oh, we're doing almost 78,000 meals. That was our average last year, every day. Actually, this school year, have already exceeded that. So we're getting closer to about 80,000 meals a day already this school year. So we're very excited to see the kids are excited to be back at school and eating meals with us.
And yet the student population hasn't risen, so that means more kids are choosing to eat your meals.
That is correct.
Right? Wow. Well, I don't think we would be a true school district if we didn't have an acronym to throw out there for this podcast. One I've heard lately is CEP. Can you tell me what that is? Tell us what that is and what it's all about?
So CEP stands for Community Eligibility Provision. So, and I know that floats around a lot. Other people, if you come from another district, you've heard of CEP, but it's a new thing for Cobb County.
Okay.
And what that really does is allows us to take a school building and allow all the students in that building to eat at no charge without the parents having to do a meal application, right? So it takes out that paperwork piece to really support those families who need it. Now, this program, it's a little interesting. You have to qualify for it. Right. So it's not because the question I've gotten is why not every school in Cobb County? Right. We have 36 of them. And if anyone listening to the podcast wants to know which 36, they can go to our website and see the full list. Any family in those schools have already been notified by us. So they are aware. But the reason we can't do every school is because it's a program that you qualify for. Right. So it's funded through the USDA. So it's a federal program.
Okay.
And similar to other federal programs, there's certain guidelines that allow you to qualify a school building to be on the program or not. So not all of our buildings qualify to be on the program. So that's why not all of our schools. Okay. There were some changes in the last year, both at the federal USDA level and at the Georgia level, that have allowed us to go from having no schools that we could qualify for this program to having these 36. So we were very blessed that some of the regulation changed at the federal level, and then there's some just different, organizational things that happened at the state level of Georgia that allowed us to really move forward with adding these things for these families.
So would you characterize this as like a streamlining of the free and reduced lunch program? Is that kind of the gist of it?
Well, so maybe not the whole program, but it's really a streamlining of the process to allow families to benefit from the ability to have free meals, or meals at no cost is really what we like to say at school.
Yeah.
Without having to go through the hoops of the paperwork, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every time you come back to school, every school year, right, there's mounds of forms to fill out. And, we have a lot of families who struggle to make sure they get all of that done. This is just one way to streamline that and let their kids just come to school and enjoy their meals.
Yeah, so anytime you're talking about reducing paperwork for a family, I'm sure that's pretty well received.
Yes.
Now, what about the families or students that attend non-CEP schools? Are they affected in any way by this?
So they're not affected by CEP in general. So it really is kind of the school building qualifies.
Okay.
So if the school building doesn't qualify, the other question I'm getting is how do those families in need at those other buildings get those meals at free or reduced price?
Uh-huh.
Same way we've always done it, right? We have a family meal application. It's online. So if they go to our website, it's a quick form, under 2 minutes, really. If you know how much income you make and who lives in your household, you can fill it out in under 2 minutes.
Okay. And what about language issues? Are there any?
Yes, we have all kinds of supports for language. So the website, actually, you can choose from, it's like 15 or 20 different languages. So if you speak Portuguese or you speak Spanish, you can say, I need it in Spanish. It will flip the website to Spanish, and you can fill it out in Spanish.
Yeah.
We also have a beautiful team, fabulous team. Shout out to my free reduced team who help families on the phone all the time. So people will call, they can email us, and it's at meals@cobbk12.org. So meals, MEALS, at cobbk12.org. If you are like, I have no clue what I'm doing, I need help, I need to get some help for my student or my children, send us an email, or you can call our office. We will walk you through it on the phone. We are here to assist, because the reality is we want to do everything we can do to make sure those kids who need those meals have access to them.
So you guys have a really good support system set up for that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So going back to my experience in the 1900s, I'll confess that straight up, the meals were so predictable that you could almost tell what day of the week it was by what you're having in the lunchroom, or vice versa, what you're having, Thursdays, what have you. So you guys really strive to not be that way, right? Tell us a little bit about how you manage the menu for our students in the schools.
So we do have a little bit of a predictability, because when you're 7, you want to know pizza day is Thursday.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. There is a little of that. So we do build some of that in on purpose.
Yeah.
Because especially our elementary age students, they like the predictability, right?
Sure.
So they know what to expect when they're going to the service line.
If you like the pizza.
Correct. So at middle and high, they get a little more variety across the week. So we roll a new menu every January. And so, as you know, we launched a bunch of new items last January, but we have a 4-week menu cycle. So what happens is those items change week to week over a 4-week period.
Uh-huh.
So it's fresh every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're getting the same thing every Monday through Friday.
Right.
So it adds to that variety. It adds to them to have more options. Allows us to sprinkle in some things that maybe they may be a little more new to students, right? So we talked about the globally inspired flavors we added last semester in January.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So things like a Cuban sandwich is once every 4 weeks, or a chana masala is once every 4 weeks. So it's there, so when the kids want it, it's available, but it may not be an option that they would pick every week if we offered it every week. Yeah,
okay. So back in the day when I had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow, these words, I mean, hamburger was about it. I mean, we would have no options, or the options we had, we couldn't recognize. And you're talking about all of these new flavors, I guess, to help reflect the diverse community that we serve as well, right?
Yeah, so it's a mix of things. So, we really see our department and what we do as a restaurant, right? So we're looking at what are our customers eating at home, what are they eating out in the community, and we try to bring those things to the school setting as well. So if you go anywhere in Cobb County, you think about the vast variety of global flavors you can get on any given day. So we really went in the community and looked at those things. We've talked to parents in different schools to see what are those things that they would like to see. So I mean, I've already mentioned a couple things, but we're doing flatbreads. There's a caprese and a barbecue chicken, right? So we have a shrimp po' boy. So we tried to really take that globally inspired concept and really sprinkle in flavors from all over the globe in a way that we know our kids are familiar with, that they would be excited about.
And I remember from the last podcast, you mentioned that you guys have an actual chef on staff to help develop these new dishes and make sure that the kids are going to enjoy them and that they're nutritious and so forth. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really a team effort, right? Yeah. So our chef, it's fun because we allow him to just be as creative as he wants.
Oh, cool.
And then we have a registered dietitian who works in partnership with him to make sure it meets all of our healthy nutritional guidelines, right? So we're looking for things that are whole grain, lower in sodium, lower in fat. So, right, as you can imagine, most chefs are like, "Ooh, put some more butter on it," right? So it's been fun to work through that with him to kind of say, okay, well, what's the concept? And then we work together as a team to really take that concept and make it, I call it, we like school nutrition it. We make it meet our meal pattern requirements. We make it healthy. We make it not only delicious, but then now it's also a healthy option for the kids.
So what about local flavors, Southern flavors?
Oh, yes. We have barbecue. Little plug. If you've never had our pork barbecue sandwich, you should come. It is made here in the Southeast. It is pit roasted. It is not like what I would call factory barbecue. It is true, authentic barbecue. It is fabulous. So if you've not had a barbecue sandwich at school, you should come and have one.
I have to swing in there.
So, yes. And so similar, we have lots of different items. But then we also do a lot of stuff with our produce, right? So we have something called Harvest of the Month. Okay. So twice a month, we have some produce item that we focus on that really is either local from the Southeast or is hyper-local, really within 400 miles of Cobb County. So we do some really fun things. Like already this month, I've had a peach from Pearson Farms in Fort Valley. So it was fabulous. This Friday, I'm going to a school. I can honestly say I've been in Georgia most of my life, but I've never had a muscadine. We are going to have some muscadines on Friday. And some of these things give us an opportunity to let kids try things that they may not have had, right? Probably not going to see muscadines on the menu year-round. Not something kids are running and knocking each other over to get in the cafeteria.
Well, yeah.
But it's an opportunity to expose them to something new, let them try something, let them get some new experience while they're here, educating them not only about math, right? Educating them about food and some different options that are out there.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah. So a lot of kids come, and I'm sure the parents who already kind of know the waters, so to speak, of food and nutrition services for their child throughout past school years, no big deal. But the ones new to the district might be concerned about their child with an allergy, for example, or maybe their religious dietary restrictions. How do you guys manage that for 108,000 students?
Yes, it's a challenge. So I will tell you, we do a lot of things. So we not only, so I'll get to the allergy specific things, but we have plant-based or vegetarian options every day. We have some halal options, right? So that's some religious preferences. But really all the parents need to do is reach out to their local cafeteria manager, let us know what their concerns are. 9 times out of 10 within the menu we offer, we can accommodate most of what the families need. Now, if there's more of a specialized, medically necessary diet restriction, then we're going to work, our dietitian is going to work with probably the school nurse and the child's doctor to make sure we can provide those foods. But we absolutely, for example, we have students who are require gluten-free because of celiac disease. We bring in special bread for those students and things to allow them to be able to eat and have that lunchroom experience with everyone else.
Sure. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, that's where the socialization comes in.
Absolutely.
So where can people go for more information like, the upcoming menu selections and so forth?
So our website is a wealth of information. So I would send people there first. So if you go to the district, cobbk12.org and under Departments of Food Nutrition Services, there's menus, how to pay for meals. If you need to get to the family meal application, that is there. You can also email us any questions you have at meals@cobbk12.org. We get all kinds of questions and we're happy to answer them. They can call. We also are on social media. So if you want to follow us on Cobb County FNS, that's our handle on Facebook and Twitter at the moment. And Instagram, sorry. And I know it's X now, but yes. So feel free to follow us. You can see some of those new menu items we're offering and, get to see what those plates actually look like, right? You're hearing me talking about these fabulous things, but you can go and actually see what those look like because we frequently post pictures of our trays and kind of what the students are being offered. Okay, so I'm thinking instead of the student posting a picture of their meal, you guys are actually doing your own
stuff, right? It's
We are, yeah,
the
actually.
phone always eats first, right?
Correct. And actually, a lot of times the tray picture is what I'm eating for lunch, which is kind of interesting. But we do actually get pictures of students with their tray as well.
Yeah.
So you can see what students actually are getting. So it's
Okay.
not just what Emily ate, it's what students are eating as well.
I'm very curious about what Emily ate
Yes.
today. Well, thank you so much. This is a wealth of information.
Absolutely.
We will put many of those links on the show notes of the podcast or the description on YouTube. I always look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
One last question. Do you
Yes.
guys still serve pizza made with Bisquick?
Oh, we do not.
Okay.
If you've not had a school pizza in a while, it is a beautiful round pizza. Actually, at high school, we get dough balls, and we press the dough, and we make the pizza in-house.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, I was born at the wrong time. So
Yeah, sorry.
That's great to hear. Well, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in and sharing with us. If you found this podcast helpful, please make sure you give us a like and subscribe so that you'll know when the next one comes out. It typically is published on Wednesdays. Also, feel free to drop us an email to let us know what topic you and other parents would find helpful for your students' day-to-day success. Thanks for listening to this edition of The Inside Scoop, a podcast produced by the Cobb County School District.